What up, y'all? This is your boy, Mr. Downtown Ray Mello, and you're listening to the Entertainment Report on iHeartRadio for Monday, June 15th, 2015, delivering some major stories and trends going on in the world of entertainment and beyond. You can follow the show on Facebook or on Twitter, facebook.com/The Entertainment Report with Ray Mello, that's RAYMELO, or on Twitter at The Enter Report. You can listen to the show anytime you want on iHeartRadio. Just go to iHeart.com, search for The Entertainment Report, and it'll take you to our page. Hopefully everybody had a fantastic weekend. On the heels of her breakout role in Paul Thomas Anderson's Inherent Vice, Katherine Waterston has landed the female lead of Tina opposite Eddie Redmayne in Warner Bros. Adaptation of J.K. Rowling's Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, the studio announced on Monday. Tina, which is short for Propatina, is a witch who, unlike the beloved characters from Rowling's Harry Potter books, works her magic in the U.S. She meets mesozoologist Newt Scamander, played by Redmayne, where he stops in New York City on his travels to find and document magical creatures. Greg Silverman of Warner Bros. Said Katherine Waterston is a rising star who is a revelation in our film Inherent Vice, earning the praise of both critics and audiences. We are thrilled to have her back in the Warner Bros. Family, especially in one of our most anticipated titles for 2016, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. David Yates, the director of the last 4 Harry Potter films, will direct from Rowling's screenplay, which was inspired by Newt Scamander's Hogwarts title, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. The film is being produced by David Hyman, Roland, Steve Kloves, who scripted all but one of the Harry Potter films, and Lionel Wilgram, who will serve as an executive producer of the last 4 installments of the blockbuster franchise. Waterston will soon be seen alongside Michael Fassbender in Danny Boyle's upcoming drama, Steve Jobs. Her other credits include the award-winning HBO series Boardwalk Empire and the films The Disappearance of Eleanor Rigby, Night Moves, Bean Flynn, Taking Woodstock, and Michael Clayton. 20th Century Fox's X-Men spin-off Gambit has found its director. Ripper Wyatt, who directed Fox's Rise of the Planet of the Apes, will direct the comic book movie that has Channing Tatum attached to star, The Hollywood Reporter has confirmed. The project is one of the studio's priorities and has a release date of October 7, 2016. John Zetmer will pen the script for the film, which is being produced by Tatum, Reed Carolyn, Lauren Schiller Donner, and Simon Kinberg. Gambit, a mutant with the abilities to harness kinetic energy, is one of the more recently created X characters, created in 1990 by Chris Claremont and Jim Lee, but quickly establishing himself as a fan favorite. He is also a thief and hailed from New Orleans, often speaking a Cajun accent. Oscar winner Forrest Whitaker's negotiations to join both Star Wars Rogue One and the Crow remake, The Rap Has Learned. Gareth Edwards is directing the Star Wars anthology film Rogue One, which is slated to star Felicity Jones, Riz Ahmed, Diego Luna, and Ben Mendelsohn. Rogue One will follow a group of rebel fighters as they aim to steal plans for the Death Star. Disney will release the movie on December 16, 2016. As for The Crow, Gordon Hardy is directing the comic book movie for Relativity. Jack Houston will star as the vigilante hero, while Andrea Rosenborough will play his nemesis Top Dollar. Whitaker next stars opposite Jake Gyllenhaal in the boxing drama Southpaw, and he's currently filming Denis Villeneuve's sci-fi movie Story of Your Life with Amy Adams. He's also a producer on the acclaimed Sundance movie Dove, which hits theaters on Friday. Winona Ryder and David Harbour has been cast as leads in Mac Duffer and Ross Duffer's untitled supernatural series for Netflix, the premium streaming service announced on Monday. The 8-episode series is set in the 1980s and is about a mystery surrounding a boy who vanishes and the ever-expanding government conspiracy that unravels in its wake. Ryder will play the boy's single mother, and while Harbour will play the town's chief of police, tasked with investigating the disappearance. Carl Jadescu has also come on board as executive producer and showrunner. The Duffer brothers, who directed Wayward Pines, will serve as executive producers as well, along with Sean Levy and Dan Cohen via their 21st Lapse Entertainment banner. The show, previously under the working title Montauk, is a Netflix production. Ryder will next be seen on HBO's miniseries Show Me a Hero, opposite Oscar Isaac. A&E Network has ordered a mother load of additional episodes of Bates Motel. The cable channel called for 20 more episodes, or 2 more seasons, of its critically acclaimed series on Monday. The new runs will begin airing next week. Rob Chernow, the executive vice president and general manager of A&E and Lifetime, said the vision of our incredible creative team has exposed a steady breakdown of the relationship between Norman and Norma Bates. We are thrilled to bring fans 2 more seasons to witness the next stages of Norman's transformation into the most notorious psychopath in cinematic history. New episodes of Bates Motel, which stars Freddie Highmore and Vera Farmiga, starts production later this year. Bates Motel is a contemporary prequel to Psycho, providing viewers with a glimpse into Norman Bates' teenage years. American crime creator John Ridley is adding another high-profile project to his busy slate after selling the first pilot script of the season to ABC. The unusually titled Presence, unlike is a stylish update of the classic detective genre per the pilot's description. It follows Presence Foster, a former Army counterinsurgency operative who finds herself navigating a widely divergent and highly colorful cross-section of Los Angeles as she unintentionally begins a career as she unlicensed private investigator. The pilot will be written, directed, and executive produced by Ridley through his international famous Players Radio Picture Corporation. Michael McDonald will also executive produce through his Stearns Castle Company. Ridley's American Crime was recently picked up for a second season. In addition, Ridley is developing a secret project for Marvel Studios at ABC, also under his overall deal. ABC Studios is the production entity of Presence. Jeb Bush is following Hillary Clinton's lead in taking his presidential campaign to Snapchat. The former governor declared his intentions for the Republican presidential nomination in Miami-Dade College Monday afternoon, streaming the appearance live on the app. Before the much-anticipated announcement, Snapchat will post behind-the-scenes photos and videos as the college prepared for Bush's arrival. Exclusive sneak peeks were featured on the app's Our Story feed for all users to see. According to Bush's communications director, Tim Miller, he said that this was an opportunity to reach, quote, a broad, younger audience. By incorporating Snapchat into his presidential campaign, Bush hopes to give users, quote, a more authentic view of what happens at an announcement. Each of the 2016 presidential candidates can be found on a number of social network sites, apps such as Facebook, Twitter, Spotify, LinkedIn, Periscope, and Snapchat. Bush, however, is the first to partner directly with Snapchat to launch a presidential campaign. Snapchat is a Los Angeles-based company with 100 million daily active users, the majority of whom are 18 to 34 years old. Rachel Dolezal, the embittered president of the Spokane, Washington chapter of the NAACP, is stepping down from her post. She announced Monday in a post on the chapter's Facebook page. Dolezal has come under fire after accusations that she's been pretending to be African American, despite the fact that, as she told reporters last week, she was, quote, Caucasian by birth. Dolezal announced that she was resigning via a Facebook post, noting that she, quote, will do everything in my power to help and assist. She also added, please know I will never stop fighting for human rights and will do everything in my power to help and assist, whether it means stepping up or stepping down, because this is not about me, it's about justice. Dolezal says that the chapter's vice president, Namia Corliss Burnley, will step into her place. Dolezal wrote, it is with complete allegiance to the cause of racial and social justice in the NAACP that I step aside from the presidency and pass the baton to my vice president, Namia Corliss Burnley. Dolezal came under fire last week after questions about her race emerged. Her father, Lawrence Dolezal, said in an interview with CNN on Friday, quote, we do not understand why she feels it's necessary to misrepresent her ethnicity. Added her mother, Ruth Ann, Rachel has chosen to distance herself from the family and be hostile towards us. She doesn't want us to be where she is. She doesn't want to be seen with us because it ruins her image. Dolezal's Montana birth certificate identifies both of her parents as Caucasian. The 37-year-old's ancestry is German and Czech, with traces of Native American. Dolezal's parents said last week that she grew up with adopting black siblings, attended schools in Mississippi with primarily African-American friends, and began changing her appearance in 2004. She's also married and subsequently divorced an African-American man. Later last week, the NAACP stood by Dozell with Regional President Gerald Hankerson saying, "We represent all civil rights issues regardless of a person's ethnicity, and the quality of the work that she has done to elevate the issues of civil rights in that region is what we applaud." While Dozell received widespread criticism via social media, she did find some supporters, notably singer Carrie Hilson, when she suggested that her Twitter followers should thank Dozell. Hilson wrote, "Let's just all thank #Rachel Dozell. Identity, pathological, and parental issues aside, she's doing more than most of us do for ourselves." That comment itself drew no small amount of wrath from one Twitter user, wisecracking, "Someone should write a comic book about Carrie Hilson being an anti-hero that strives to fail, like the Batman of Wrong." Comedian Dave Chappelle got surprisingly serious while discussing controversial NAACP local chapter president Rachel Dozell was under scrutiny for presenting herself as a black woman despite her parents being white. Although he briefly joked about the widely criticized woman while delivering a commencement speech to George Washington University graduates over the weekend, he got serious backstage when speaking to the Washington Post and explained why he was hesitant to joke about the issues during future stand-up gigs. The former Comedy Central star says the thing that the media's got to be real careful about that they're kind of overlooking is the emotional context of what she means. There's something that's very nuisance when she highlights the difference between personal feelings and what is constructed as far as racism is concerned. I don't know what her agenda is, but there's an emotional content for black people when they see her and white people when they see her. There's a lot of feelings that are going to come out behind what's happening with this lady. He also added, "And she's just a person, no matter how we feel about her. I'm probably not going to do any jokes about her or any references to her for a while, because that's going to be a lot of comedians doing a lot. And I'm sure her rebuttal will be illuminating, like once she had time to process it and kind of get her wind back and get her message together." Denzel was ousted last week by her own estranged white parents, who said on Good Morning America Monday that it's puzzling why she has been living as a black woman of the past. Chappelle did display a sense of humor over the issue. The Chappelle Show star, who once held a race draft on the sketch program, said Dozell would be drafted black. He said, "We would take her all day, right?" On stage, Chappelle also couldn't resist mentioning her to the graduates he was speaking to. He said, "The world's becoming ridiculous. There's a white lady posing as a black lady. There's not one thing that a woman accomplished that she couldn't have done as a white woman. There's no reason. She just needs the braids. I don't know what she was doing." Zayn Malik will not be returning to the British boy band One Direction. Two insiders with the knowledge of the situation told the Wrap. The confirmation of his status with the band comes despite widespread social media frenzy by fans speculating of his possible return following his very public exit in March. Over the weekend, there was a widespread speculation by One Direction fans on social media that the 22-year-old's biographical profile allegedly had been reposted on the group's official website. Some, also fans, claimed that Malik's March 25th goodbye post on his personal Facebook page was removed around the same time that his bio page reappeared on One Direction's site. Others asserted that his bio page had never been removed from the site. Zune, #Zion is coming back became a trending topic on Twitter. Though there are no plans at the time for Malik to return, it's been publicly noted by the former remaining One Direction members as well as by manager Simon Cowell that he has an open invitation to return to the group in the future. Things got a little too hot at a recent 5 Seconds of Summer concert. The band was performing at London's Wembley Arena on Saturday when guitarist Michael Clifford made contact with an onstage pyrotechnics display, suffering burns to the head. The concert was cut short as a result of the incident, with bandmate Ashton Irwin telling the crowd, "Michael has hurt himself, so we will not be continuing the show right now. Just wanted to say thank you so much for coming. He is okay. You guys have been the best crowd we could ever ask for." Clifford, who's 19, later posted a photo to Twitter and Instagram that shows half of his face covered in bandages. He joked, "Sorry I couldn't finish the encore, but at least I look like Two-Face." He added that he's okay and thanked fans for their concern. On Sunday, Clifford tweeted that he was feeling loads better and that his face is fine. The band's management company told The Hollywood Reporter in a statement that Clifford would be performing with the band on Tuesday at London's SSE Arena. The rep said Michael is recovering well after being given the clear by doctors. Michael and the band would like to thank all the fans, well-wishers in particular, last night's audience for their support. There will be no pyrotechnic production for the show this evening. Foo Fighters have decided to cancel 2 shows in Europe after the band's frontman Dave Grohl fell off the stage during a concert in Sweden and broke a leg, the band's said on Saturday. Grohl fell off the stage during the concert in Gothenburg, Sweden on Friday. A hospital visit after the show confirmed he had sustained at least 1 fracture in the fall, although the full extent of the injuries are still being determined, the band said. As a result, the band has been forced to cancel its June 14th show at the Pimpach Festival in the Netherlands, as well as its June 16th concert in St. Gallen, Switzerland. Videos posted on social media Friday showed Grohl was walking across the stage in Gothenburg when he appeared to trip and plunge over the edge. He told the crowd laying on his back in front of the stage, "I think I just broke my leg. I think I really broke my leg." The rest of the band resumed playing as Grohl was taken away for medical attention, but he was later carried back on stage on a stretcher with his right foot bandaged and continued the concert, sitting down or supporting himself on crutches. The former Nirvana drummer told the crowd he wouldn't leave the stage unless given orders by a doctor to do so. Photos from the concert at the Ullevi Stadium showed Grohl singing on stage and playing his guitar while his leg is elevated and bandaged. Later, the Foo Fighters tweeted an X-ray image of what appears to be a clear fracture of the leg. The first European Games opened in Azerbaijan on Friday with an extravagant opening ceremony featuring Lady Gaga, although even her star power failed to dispel some of the concerns hanging over the event. The games in the oil-rich nation capital Baku have become a focal point for criticism and Azerbaijan's human rights records and worried over the competition's sporting credibility. They were opened by the country's president, Ilham Aliyev, who has been held in power since 2003, and whose regime has been accused of jailing political dissidents on trumped-up charges. The ceremony features the all-pump of an Olympic opening as Aliyev entered with the flaming torch at the start of an eclectic show combining Greek myth, a giant floating pomegranate, and a video message from physicists at the Switzerland-based CERN Research Center. Aliyev's wife, Miraban Aliyeva, said this spectacular celebration is the victory of independent Azerbaijan and each Azerbaijanian citizen. The venue for the extravaganza was Baku's 68,000 capacity Olympic Stadium, whose walls lit up in the colors of the Azerbaijani flag during the ceremony steeped in nationalism, including the booing of the delegation from traditional rival Armenia. That stadium will also illustrate the European Games struggles to establish itself as a new major sports event when it hosts a low-level track and field competition. Many sports will be of near Olympic standard, especially combat events like boxing and wrestling, but others like athletics and swimming will not be featured star names. An element of tragedy also hung over the opening after a 15-year-old Austrian swimmer was left with serious spinal injuries when she was hit by a bus while walking in the athletes' village on Thursday. 2 teammates received less serious injuries. The Games are the brainchild of the European Olympic Committees and the organization's president, Patrick Hickey. Gaga's performance was kept a secret until partway through the ceremony, with the American singer performing John Lennon's song Imagine while playing a piano covered with flowers. The singer, who wore a simple white smock as opposed to her signature eccentric outfits, was given a rapturous reception for her performance, which included an unusually full-throated rendition of the final verse of Lennon's low-key classic. Janet Jackson is hitting the road for the first time in 4 years in support of her forthcoming album for Rhythm Nation BMG due this fall. The first 36-date leg of her Unbreakable World Tour kicks off August 31st in Vancouver, British Columbia, and continues in North America through November 12th in Honolulu. More worldwide concerts will be announced at a later date. Tickets will go on sale June 22nd at janetjackson.com, with an American Express pre-sale for Monday, June 15th at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time through Friday, June 19th at 10 p.m. Walter Fry, Vice President of American Express Entertainment, said in a statement, American Express is thrilled to partner with an iconic artist like Janet Jackson on the Unbreakable World Tour and bring our car members an opportunity to purchase tickets before the general on-sale date. Adding, Janet to our industry-leading ticketing partnerships is rooted in our mission to serve our cards membership Deep Pass for music. Jackson is one of the most decorated acts in Billboard Hot 100 history with 10 number one singles and 27 top 10 singles. Rapper MC Supreme, best known for his 1990 single Black in America, has died in a car crash in Malibu. The Los Angeles County Coroner's officials said 47-year-old Dwayne Coleman was killed Saturday when a pickup truck slammed into his parked car on the shoulder of Pacific Coast Highway. Coleman was pronounced dead at the scene. A woman passenger in his car was taken to a hospital with unspecific injuries. Coleman released Black in America on the compilation album We're All in the Same Gang. It featured the hit anti-violence song that shares the album's name by the West Coast rap all-stars. Coleman's sister Irene told City News Service that her brother was dedicated to working with young people and steer them from gangs. The pickup driver was arrested on suspicion of DUI. And finally, Jurassic World and its fearsome dinosaurs laid waste to records, rivals, analysts' projections, and everything else in its path with an electrifying $204.5 million rampage at the North American box office this weekend. Universal Pictures' sequel to Steven Spielberg's 1993 sci-fi classic left no doubt it was the indoluminous Rex of the summer. The Colin Trevorrow directed 3D dinosaur epic starring Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard posted the second best box office debut in Hollywood history, behind only the $207.4 million opening of Marvel's The Avengers in 2012. The spectacular 3-day rollout by Jurassic World, more than $75 million above analysts' projections, left the record for a June opening in rubble, topping the $116 million of 2013's Man of Steel by nearly $90 million. It is the best in Universal's history and bigger than the three previous Jurassic films combined. Opening night audiences, which were 52% male, gave it an A+ cinema score, even better than the critics, who had it at a 73% positive on review aggregation site Rotten Tomatoes. The special effects-laden sci-fi sequel was a natural for giant screens, and it shattered records from IMAX, which drew $20.6 million, and premium large format theaters, which brought in $16.2 million. Screen equipped with 3D provided $71 million, or 48% of the grosses, and set a record for Real D as well. The huge weekend for Jurassic Park will reverse the skid for the overall box office, which has been down from last year for the past 3 weekends. This weekend was 46% ahead of last year's comparable frame when 22 Jump Street led with a $57 million debut. The overall year is running just ahead of 2014, but Jurassic World will broaden the lead. At this point, the 2015 box office is running about 4% behind 2012, which was the biggest year domestically ever, with $10.8 billion. Analysts believe that the 2015 will top that and exceed $11 billion, paced by super sequels like Jurassic World, Furious 7, and Avengers Age of Ultron, as well as the upcoming James Bond film Spectrum, the finale to the Hunger Games franchise, and Star Wars The Force Awakens, amongst others. And that is your entertainment report for Monday, June 15th, 2015. I'm your host, Mr. Downtown Ray Mello. I'll be back tomorrow to deliver some major stories and trends going on in the world of entertainment and beyond. You can follow the show on Facebook or on Twitter, facebook.com/The Entertainment Report with Ray Mello. That's RAYMELO, or on Twitter @The Enter Report. You can listen to this episode or any previous episodes of The Entertainment Report on iHeartRadio anytime you want. Just go to iHeart.com. Go search for The Entertainment Report, and it'll take you to the page. Good night, and God bless.